Since the dawn of Hollywood, we have seen ultra-short relationships that just fizzle out, or they end when the contract for the publicity stunt comes due. But sometimes celebs take it even further by actually getting married to their flings. Some of these relationships last anywhere from months or days to some lasting just a mere hours. Hey, what's up, IOers? I'm your host, Mackenzie Smith, and since you know we love to spill the tea and give you the latest on pop culture on this channel, I thought it was only fitting that I list for you the top 10 shortest celebrity marriages that didn't last. Starting off at number 10, we have Britney Spears and Jason Alexander. So of course we had to start off this list with Britney, because she is no stranger to some short marriages. Before I start on the story though, I want to point out that the Jason Alexander I'm referring to in this story is not actually the guy from Seinfeld. He's actually just a childhood friend of Britney's. I'm including this because my first thought after reading this list was, she married George from Seinfeld? Yeah, no. So back in 2004, the pop star tied the knot with her childhood friend, Alexander, after partying in Las Vegas. And to make things even more cliche than just the Vegas wedding, it was a Vegas wedding right after celebrating the new year. Despite the fact that the marriage immediately made headlines all around the world, it lasted just 55 hours before it was annulled. In an interview with E! About the marriage, she said, "It was me being silly, being rebellious, and not really taking the responsibility of what I was doing." So I mean, at least she owned up to it, but 55 hours? That must have been quite a sting for the guy. Next at number 9, Liam Hemsworth and Miley Cyrus. So this young Hollywood couple was notorious for being on and off before the marriage. So for me, it was kind of shocking when they announced the marriage, because they didn't seem all that compatible in my opinion, but also at the same time it wasn't shocking considering they had been together for so long before. But to me it always seemed like Miley was crazy and rebellious and just wanted to be young and party. Like come on, she literally released a song called Can't Be Tamed. Like what more confirmation do you need, Liam? But to me, Liam was totally the opposite, like he wanted to settle down and have a family. But after 10 years of being on and off, the couple got married in December of 2018 in a private ceremony in their Nashville home. But in early August of 2019, the couple was already separated. A source spoke on the topic saying, "The split isn't shocking to people who were actually with them every day. After they reunited, everyone thought they were this perfect couple, but they still had a lot of issues. They are not on the same page when it comes to a lot of fundamental things that make a relationship work." It's not surprising at all. And honestly, I think a lot of the world can unfortunately see this one coming too. Next at number 8, we have Eddie Murphy and Tracy Edmonds. So Murphy and Edmonds married on New Year's Day in 2008 on a private island off Bora Bora. But the marriage was already off to a rocky start during the wedding, with a source telling people Eddie started yelling at Tracy in front of everyone. He did it on a few occasions and it was very embarrassing. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I wouldn't go through with the marriage if my husband was yelling at me in front of our guests. Yeah, I can definitely see why things ended. Then after just 2 weeks they announced they were splitting and that their marriage was actually just a symbolic union and not an actual legal marriage, meaning the wedding was not legally binding in the US, so I guess they're happy they delayed the paperwork on that one. In a joint statement they said, "Well, the recent symbolic union in Bora Bora was representative of our deep love, friendship, and respect that we have for one another on a spiritual level, we have decided to remain friends." So hopefully things weren't as rocky as the day of their wedding when he was yelling at her, like, the hell? Next at number 7, we have Drew Barrymore and Jeremy Thomas. And this is just so cliche that Drew would have a short marriage like this, considering she was a massive child star, and we all know what they say about child stars. But either way, in 1994, the 19-year-old actress wed Thomas, a 32-year-old LA bar owner and Welshman, after knowing him for just 6 weeks. Drew filed for divorce only 39 days later. In a recent book called Wildflower, she avoided talking about any of her past relationships because she saw the book as a love letter to her children. And she commented saying, quote, "They don't need to know about my sex life." Blunt, but I really appreciate how raw she is. Next, number 6, Lisa Marie Presley and Nicolas Cage. So before I get into this, I just need to say these might be the two most random people I've ever seen paired up together. But anyway, Lisa Marie, who is the only child of legendary singer Elvis Presley and heavily memed actor Nicolas Cage, tied the knot in Hawaii in August of 2002. But Cage ended up filing for divorce in November of the same year, only 107 days after the wedding. Ouch, that's pretty savage. Another interesting detail is that they actually got married on the 25th anniversary of her father's death, which makes the quick divorce even more unsavory. Cage commented on the split saying, "I did not talk about the marriage and I'm not going to talk about the divorce." Then Presley said, "I'm sad about this, but we shouldn't have been married in the first place," to CNN. Halfway through at number 5, Renee Zellweger and Kenny Chesney. So this is another marriage that just confused a lot of people, which didn't make it all that shocking when they divorced quickly. The actress and country singer got hitched only 4 short months after meeting, causing everyone to ask, what? They got married in St. John in the Caribbean Virgin Islands in May of 2005, but Zellweger annulled it just 4 months later, citing fraud as the reason for the split. And okay, now I'm just wondering, what kind of fraud is she talking about? Like financial or personal fraud? Like he wasn't who he said he was? I would love to know more about that, but anyway. She also savagely referred to this marriage as the biggest personal mistake of her life. Ouch, Kenny must have been like quite a bad husband during their really short union, I guess. Next at number 4, we have Jennifer Lopez and Judd. So J-Lo quickly got married to one of her backup dancers, Judd, in 2001, after he worked as a backup dancer in her Love Don't Cost a Thing music video. They got engaged and married within the year, but the marriage came crashing down only 218 days later. Judd doesn't blame the limelight for their failed marriage, but it certainly wasn't his favorite part of their time together. He commented on the union saying, "You know, it's very tough, your privacy is breached, you're no longer a normal person. Our wedding was a circus. I think several people got arrested trying to climb up a mountain, trying to sneak in. We actually rented the airspace." So yeah, that just screams like pure insanity to me. Hopefully he's able to live a more normal life now. Sliding into number 3, we have LuAnn, the Countess, and Tom DAgostino. So this is a fast marriage with tons of drama to accompany it, which on this channel is music to our ears. The Real Housewives of New York star LuAnn DAgostino announced her divorce from her husband of 7 months, Tom, in 2017. And the drama with this split came because only a few weeks earlier, Page 6 released an article saying that there was trouble in the marriage, and they alleged that LuAnn slapped her new husband at an upscale New York restaurant. When speaking more about the split on Bravo's Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen, she kinda confirmed the report, clarifying that it was more of a tap than a slap. She also said that her tumultuous marriage was a result of their very passionate love affair, but along with the slapping, rumors of Tom cheating were also swirling around as the reason for the divorce. To make things worse, their relationship was also the storyline on her reality show, and she said that seeing it all on the show is what solidified her need for the divorce. Next at number 2, Chad Michael Murray and Sophia Bush. The One Tree Hill co-stars said their vows on April 2005 in a Malibu ceremony, but they separated only 5 months later, with Bush filing for an annulment. But when her annulment was denied, the couple had to go through the whole legal trouble of a full-on divorce, with the divorce filing in December of 2006. Bush sat down with Watch What Happens Live in 2017, giving more insight onto the relationship that started in the workplace, saying, quote, "We were 2 stupid kids who had no business being in a relationship in the first place." She continued saying, "To all the other co-stars who worked it out, more power to you." I really wonder what happened with this, because I think they were together for a long time before the marriage, so what could be so shocking that after 4 months it needs to be ended? I guess we'll be stuck speculating forever. And finally, taking our number 1 spot, Kim Kardashian and Kris Humphries. So I know a bunch of you hate the Kardashians, so I left the final spot of shame open just for them. So this one isn't the shortest, but it might be the most famous considering just how much press every stage in their relationship got. Through them getting together, getting engaged, then married, it makes sense their embarrassing divorce would be the most talked about thing maybe ever. Kim tied the knot with Kris in 2011. The wedding reportedly cost around $10 million. The many aspects were freebies that were given to her in exchange for promotion on the show or her Insta. And the wedding was part of a 2-day special called Kim's Fairy Tale Wedding. They got married in August of that year, and by Halloween, they were filing for divorce. Everyone thought their 72-day marriage was a publicity stunt put on by the Kardashians and E, but both parties denied that like crazy. Kim spoke about the subject saying, quote, "First and foremost, I'm married for love. I can't believe I even have to defend this. I would not have spent so much time on something just for a TV show." And yeah, I definitely don't think the whole thing was fake, but she definitely profited off the hype for the show. So that's all for this list. Let me know down in the comments who you think had the craziest short marriage, or let me know any that I missed that could be potentially in a part 2. But speaking of comments, I want to shout some out. So Grace said, "Guys, we failed to remember that this is the girl who got famous for disrespecting her mother. What did we expect?" And agreed, the bar was set incredibly low from the start. I wasn't expecting much. Then Red Room said, "What's wrong with a girl going out with your ex more than once? They're your ex for a reason. So petty, oh my god." Agreed, like Danielle just needs to chill and potentially find a new man. Then Bianca Marie said, Danielle Ravioli needs to be careful because there will be a day where she steps to the wrong person, not just a Disney thought. Her mouth is going to end her up in the ground. Sad to say, but true. Oh boy, am I waiting for that day. That will be a great day in Hollywood. Then Katia Tao Barry said, Danielle got her ass beat by Whoa Vicky, so... Oh my god, thank you so much for reminding me. I completely forgot about that. That was like the best fight I have ever seen. You'd think after all that she would stop calling people out, but maybe she wants another ass whipping, I don't know. And lastly, Rena said, catch me outside 100 feet away. How about that? This legit might be the best comment on the whole video. Thank you so much for that. Okay guys, thanks so much for watching and subscribe to IO for more videos like this. Also follow the team on our socials to be kept up to date with everything to do with IO and us on a personal level if that's something you're interested in. Thanks again and I'll see you guys in the next one.